everyone, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals, and today I'd like to do a video. It's the next in my series using paper and cardboard in ephemera. So specifically today we're going to be talking about wallpaper, and I'm currently working on a custom order for a shabby chic journal, and so I gathered some wallpaper that is kind of neutral. You know, the pastels and the creams is what I'm going for. So these were from my wallpaper book. And let me show you what I did on the back. What I did on the back off camera is I layered a coat of gesso over the writing, and I just used acrylic gesso. This is from Hobby Lobby, and on the back you can see whether it's transparent or matte, and this is opaque matte. So that works pretty well. It just kind of dulls down the writing on the back that I didn't want to show through, but that is totally optional if you don't have any gesso. And if you don't have any wallpaper, I would suggest using a thick piece of cardstock. That would work just as well. And what we're going to do today is we're going to be making some collage tags and some booklet covers. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to take out some of my templates. And these are just cardboard die cuts or tags that I've already, you know, used in other journals or just have on hand. And I am going to do a bunch of different sizes, and I'm just going to trace around the outside so that I can cut a somewhat tag looking cutout here. I'm not very good at eyeballing stuff, so I have to use my pencil to draw an outline here. So I am not good at freeform, let me tell you. And you can do any size you want. So these are going to be my tags. And then I'm going to get a different one. Move that out of the way, and then we'll cut those out. Here's another one. This is just a smaller piece here. And I use this as my template for my booklet. I got this at Goodwill. It was 50 cents, and on a half off day it's 25 cents. And what I did was I cut out all the pages inside, which I can use again in my finished booklet. So these are awesome to save. And here is the outside. You could even just cover this and that would be fabulous. So what I'm going to do is, this looks like it's almost exactly the same size. And you guys, I did not plan that for real. But lucky for me, it's working pretty good. Although, this side is not quite large enough. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to do the other half, or the other side I should say, with this pattern. So I'll do that. So cut along these edges here. All right. Get my scissors out here. You could also use your guillotine cutter, which I do have. And that makes short work of it, although this should not take very long at all. That one's not the right size, so we'll use that later. I just love the way wallpaper feels. My husband is not a fan of wallpaper because of, you know, having to take it off the wall someday because I seem to change my mind. But, you know, that's okay. But I just think it adds such a great texture and pattern to any decor. So I'm a fan. I am a fan. But we don't have any wallpaper in our house, and I doubt we're ever going to. I'm going to go along these sides and then take the whole sheet over to my guillotine cutter and make short work of this, because you guys just don't want to see me cutting out tags all day, right? Right. All right, I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and I have cut out a front and a back cover for a booklet. So I've got that on the front and this on the back. So let me see here. I got the little curves on that side, so that'll work out well. So there's my cover, and then I've got 3 little tags here. Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to Mod Podge some paper onto the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Mod Podge paper. There's a whole bunch of different formulas for Mod Podge, but I have found that the one for paper works exceptionally well for paper. So for this, just do a light coat on the back. Just make sure you get the whole thing, and you could put a piece of scrapbook paper on the back. You could just do a collage on the back. I'm going to do some writing pages on the back for my tags so that they'll have, you know, places to write on. Just kind of blob it on there. And I'm not going to do, well, I don't know. Am I going to do the inside of my booklet? Sure, why not? Ease of operation here, folks, right? Yeah, I was trying to figure out different ways to cover the writing on the back of the wallpaper sheets. And I did find that gesso works really well, or you could just actually do a piece of scrapbook paper over the whole thing too. It depends on what your finished look is. You could even glue some fabric onto the back. That would be cool too, and make kind of a textured tag. Or even a piece of lace. Maybe I'll do that too. That would be cool. Oh, I love all this stuff. All right, let me get some of my paper. So these little babies are about the right size. So I'm going to take one here and just stick it right on there. And what I do now is my wallpaper spreader here. And you could also use a bone folder, or, you know, anything, a ruler to make it flat. I just stick these on here, and you want to make sure you get all the way to the edges. And then on this one, it's kind of larger, so I don't know if I have a piece that will fit the whole thing. So let me look here. No, it won't. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab another piece of paper. So hold on one second. Here it is. I'm going to do a music sheet. I think that would be really pretty too. So really, the sky's the limit on what you want to do with this stuff. That looks really good too. Love that. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. Now what am I going to do with this? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some more Mod Podge on it because it's kind of dried out. So note to self, you know, you don't need to do them all at once because they begin to dry before you put the backing on. Ha! Okay. So there's that one. Maybe I'll do music on this one too. Yeah, let's do music on this one too. that over so that I can figure out where my lines are. Now see, this one was getting dry, so you're going to have to add a little more Mod Podge to it. There we go. Make sure that's stuck on there. That works pretty good. Now, what am I going to do with this guy? Let's see. Maybe I will add some scrapbook paper to this one. I'm going, like I said, with the shabby chic look, so I want a lot of pastels and stuff that's really not, you know, overly vibrant. So there you go. Now at this point, if you have time, I would set all of these under a book. And usually what I do is I set them under a book, and if there's any sort of, what am I trying to say here? Mod Podge that's coming out of the sides around the edges, you can put a piece of wax paper over it and then put your book on top. And I would let these totally dry for at least a couple hours, or maybe even overnight if you have time. So that's what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to set those over to the side, and I'll show you some that I have already done. I'm going to move my camera here. All right. Move my Mod Podge out of the way. All right. So here's some that I did before. And so here's another book cover that I did that has the lines on the back. And then here's two more with the scrapbook paper on the other side. I just think that looks gorgeous. So from here, what I'm going to do is I am going to start doing some layering. Now, these are pretty just as is. You could just sew around the edges and add, you know, a hole up here with your grommet, your crocodile, and call it good. But you know me, I like to add on, add. So let's do the tags first. So I gathered some scrap paper along with the theme here, right? You got to go with the theme. So this is just a whole bunch of offcuts from my scrap box. Do you guys have a huge scrap box? I do. So I'm trying to stick with the same, you know, themes going on here. So I am just going to start doing a little bit of collaging. And you can distress the edges. Let me get out my distress ink here. And I'm not going to go with something too dark, just something that brings out the edges a little bit so that they pop. So nope, brush corduroy, that's too yellow. Maybe some tea dye. Let's try tea dye. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, so we're going to do those. All right, and I haven't decided if I'm going to use Mod Podge for these. Let's try that. Let me see how that works. If not, we'll go back to our glue stick. See how that works. Haven't decided yet. You can use either one, really. And I'm just winging it because I like to wing it. So I'm going to follow the edge of that. That works pretty good. I guess, and it also depends on how messy you want to get. I have this little craft mat, so that works pretty good. So I can be as messy as I want, and it doesn't really matter to me how messy I get. Yeah, Yeah, that works pretty good. Although, let me go get my glue stick. Hold on one second. Okay. Scotch Create Permanent Glue Stick. All right, let's grab another one. Let's grab some more music. Yeah, I think that maybe some of the bigger sheets work with Mod Podge. Oops, I forgot to distress. Let's do a little bit there. Whoops. But you can usually fix any sort of thing you mess up on, or you think it's a mess up. I don't even think they're mess ups anymore. I think they're opportunities for creating cool stuff. That's what I tell myself anyways. Sometimes things that I deem weird or didn't turn out good end up to be one of my most favorite parts of the journal. So that's really fun. Oh, and last week, you guys, I cleaned my craft room. I organized the whole stinking place. And I gotta tell you, it was a daunting task. Gotta say, very daunting. And I'm just gonna add some little piece of writing paper here. I took every single thing out because I was getting to the point, and I don't know if you guys have gotten to the point where, like, you don't know where stuff is. You have so much stuff. You have so much stuff you don't know where it is. Oh, man. Yeah. It was kind of overwhelming. So I took every single item out. I think that's what you have to do when you really want to get organized, because how can you get organized if you don't know what you have? I mean, what I was doing is I was putting stuff in bins, and that was great, you know, putting stuff in containers and things like that. But if you didn't know what was in the containers, that didn't help. So I did it, and I rearranged, and I got some bookshelves. Oh, it's so exciting. It's so fun. And I know I've seen a lot of, oops, this guy got stuck. I've seen a lot of before and afters on like Pinterest and stuff, and I got a lot of inspiration from there too. It was just, some people's craft rooms are amazing. All right, so I'm kind of going up along the sides here. I don't know why, but I just felt like it. So let's see what else we have here. I don't know, I just grabbed some random stuff here. Oh, no, I don't like that. Let's see what, that might be pretty. Some random tearing, right? You could also use those tear rulers that I showed you. Those are cool too. I find that they don't work as well though on the smaller pieces of paper. At least I haven't figured it out yet. I think I'm doing this backwards. I'm gluing before I distress, but oh well. That's okay. What do you guys think of that? That looks pretty good. I don't want to cover up too much of this. Maybe just along the bottom there. Always trim the sides, right? Okay, so, whoops, get that sticker upper there. Let's do this one. Let's put something on this side here. See, I'm learning. Even an old gal can learn. Oh, except you got glue all over your hands. Distress this one. Now you know me. Layer, layer, layer. So this is the bottom layer. Although if you want it to be finished, you certainly could. It's just how I do it. Oh, my camera just moved. Oh my gosh, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what the heck happened there. The camera was, you know, stuck onto my table and it just decided to move on me. So anyways, I'm back. Just a little adjustment there on the camera. All right, so hopefully it looks the same here. So from here, this is all I'm going to do with the collaging, but I'm definitely not finished with adding some more ephemera and you know, bling and things like that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to sew around the edges and, you know, just make sure everything's secure. So the way you can do that is if you tip it sideways, you can see if there's any sticker uppers, and there really isn't. Not on that one. Now see, there is on this one. See right there? Oh, get that guy down. He was the one that was bugging me before. Let's see if there's any more sticker uppers. I don't know, it's looking pretty good. You can always do this later, but I'm going to do it now just to make sure they're all stuck down there. All right, so there's that. I'm going to sew around the edges of this one, and let's see, I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and what I did, I don't know if you can see it on the video, is I did do a zigzag stitch all the way around. And the reason I like to do a zigzag stitch is it kind of gives it more depth. It shows up more is the way I like to have it on there. But you can always do a straight stitch too. It's so funny because when I first bought my sewing machine, I thought, oh, I'm not going to be using this for, you know, that much, maybe, you know, hemming some pants or sewing up a hole or something like that. No, I sew fabric and paper and journals together. Isn't that funny? Okay, so I found this really cool thing that I'm going to do now. Look at this color. Oh, Distress Oxide Victorian Velvet. Ooh-wee. Yippee. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to go around the edge. Look at how that pops. Oh, it's beautiful. Yep, yep, yep. It's so pretty, you guys. Just gives it, oh, that special 3D effect. It's gorgeous. Simply magnificent. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. All right. We want a little more. Keep on going here. That looks so pretty. This side needs a little more. Oh, just fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, let me move that over. I just got that, so make sure I put the lid back on, right? Yeah, because you know how I am. Now from here, they still need something in my mind. So let me consult my artificial flower stash. Yay! Look at these. Oh, those are pretty. Or even a rose, you could take the petals off. I don't know if that'll work. And these little cuties, I don't know what they are either, but today I think I'm going to use these. And what I'm going to do, no, actually hold the phone here. I think I'm going to pull apart this pretty rose. I'm sorry, but I'm giving you a second life. You can get it off at the top here. Ah, there. See, just take that beauty apart. Can you imagine making these in bulk with all this little stuff? It's amazing. Anyways, it wasn't doing anything in my stash, so why not use it on my journal? So I'll move those little guys out of the way. Now this to me is a little too white, and it's a little too big to move, or I should say to use all together. So I'm going to cut the petals off. And if you don't have any artificial flowers, you could definitely cut some fabric, although I'm not a good freeform cutter. That's for sure. Let me cut this one up too. What's cool is though, these are different sizes. You just make them any way you want. And then think of this, you guys. These might be a little too white, Oh, well, let's get out the Victorian velvet again. See if that works. I bet it's gonna. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm gonna do both sides. Oh, you guys, this is cool. Oh wee. And it's okay to have, you know, I think it's going to be really pretty having some of the white show through. Doesn't have to, you know, be all covered. That's kind of what the shabby chic pastel vibe has going anyways, right? Right. Anyways, back to my craft room. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Everything is in order. You know, and that's really the only way you can know what you have is to go through it. Although I did put my artist trading cards and my little postcards and all that. I had them all organized together, but then I couldn't figure out where I put them. I'm like, I know they're in here. I know they're in here. And what I did is I outsmarted myself and I put them in this. And it was black next to my black shelves. I put them in a binder right there. There's all my ephemera pieces. And the binder was black against my bookshelves and I couldn't see it. So anyways, I did find it though. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah. Where's my lid? Okay. All right, now I'm going to create like a little collage in the corner here. So for this, I'm going to use fabric tack. And hopefully this is not clogged up. Nope. So I'm just going to start by gluing these babies down. And you can make your flowers as big or as little as you want. You know, or just use some of the petals, use all the petals, use the big ones and then the little ones. I don't know. Cut down the little ones or the big ones to make them smaller. Who knows? Overlap them so that they, you know, become the size you want. And I like to have the 3D look. If you don't care for that, you can always push these all the way down so that they lie flat, and that works too. I would set them under something heavy like a book again to, you know, till they dry totally. Now I am going to layer the petals so that it is the right size for this tag. I don't know. Let's see what I got going here. That looks pretty good. That works so cool with the Distress Oxide ink over these white petals because I didn't have any pink ones, but never fear. Figure something out, right? I'm gonna hold these guys down a little bit. And then from there, now to me that's not done. Definitely not finished. And I'm gonna glue these sides down a little bit. All right. And I'm gonna set this off to the side with something on top of it to make it stick. So I'll put my gesso on it. And we'll do this one. All right, now maybe I'll put this one on this side over here. Now granted, since these are more 3D, depends on where you put them in your journals. If you want to, you know, I usually put my 3D tags like in a belly band that's more loose fitting rather than in a pocket, because that way, you know, you can still see the 3D effect. Or you could clip them on a journal. That's always a good idea too. And you could still have the 3D effect, but it won't get smushed when you put them in a pocket. Okay, let's see. I used up all my little guys, so I need to make this big guy a little guy. And like I said, I am not good at freeform cutting. Things look really weird when I do that. But, oh well, this one, it looks okay. Now see, to me, this guy's too big. This one right here. So I just have to cut him down a little bit. Fortunately, the shabby chic look is not about precise corners. It's about frayed and vintage and, you know, things that are not uniform. So there, showed you. Okay, now that one is sticking pretty good. I put my Mod Podge on that guy. All right, so we're back to this one. Now that is sticking pretty good. Yay! But definitely not finished yet. So what I'm thinking about doing here is adding some more sparkle. You know me and sparkle. Got a lot going with the whole sparkle action. So I'm wondering if I have any pink. I don't think I do. Hold on one second. But I do have this silver. Ooh. So I'm going to just open that up. Put a blob of glue right here. Just kind of mix it around. Sprinkle some glitter on it. Shake off the extra. And that's looking really good. Now what I want to do is something around the edges here too. So let me see if I have any more from my flower stash. Oh look, I have some leaves. These are pretty too. So I'm going to glue those underneath. Can't tell which side is up on this guy. I like that little pop of green that shows up. I think that looks cool. Let's get another one. Stuff rolling all over. Let's see, I don't know. Do I want two the same? Do I want it on the other side? Let's see. Nope. Nope. That's okay. Kind of off to the side there. Although that looks like ears. That looks like rabbit ears. I don't know here. Let's move that while it's still wet. Yeah, that's better. Okay, don't want any. We're not making rabbits today. No. I don't like this guy. This guy's being weird. Maybe it's just not in the right spot. You know how you just look at it and go, something's not right here, but you don't know what makes it right, so you just got to move it around until it looks good to you? I think I need another one up there. It doesn't have to be too uniform because flowers in nature are not uniform. Well, they are, but I'm saying they're not precise, like exactly the same number of leaves on each side. So that looks pretty good. Yep. Oh yeah. And it's sticking really well too. Let me see how my other guy's doing. Yep. All right. It's going good. Now for this one, I think I'm going to add something, another type of bling in the middle, but I'm going to do some more petals here. This is so fun. You guys, I know you know this, but it's so fun to do this stuff. It's just so fun. Absolutely love it. Glad that you guys are with me today. I hadn't been doing this for a while because of my craft room reorganization, so I'm glad to be back at it. So, you know, I like that on the side there. That works good. Okay, so from here, I'm thinking of doing some pearls. Liquid pearls, fabulous. They've got all these really cool colors. Ballerina is a really pretty pink, but I found it's pretty bright. So I'm thinking more of a subdued, what is this one called? Dimensional Platinum Pearl. Ooh, yeah. So let's just follow the lines. Oh, and another tip, if you haven't used these in a while, do it on a scrap piece of paper, because sometimes you get a big blob the first time, or it's, you know, stuck. See? Okay, there, it works good. But that's happened to me many times, trust me on that. It's like, oh man. And this stuff, once you put it down, you can wipe it up pretty quick, but after a while, you're out of luck trying to remove something that you didn't like. Oh, that looks really pretty. So I followed the lines on there. I'm going to do lines down here. And these do take a while to dry, so once you get going on that, you're going to have to set this to the side for a minute. That looks really, really pretty. I'm going to put something right here. I don't know what yet. Let me get my other one. Move this guy over very carefully. Eek. Follow the lines again here, this time on that music sheet piece. And obviously you don't have to go in a straight line. You can do whatever you want. That looks cool. No, I think I need it somewhere else to go along with that. So I'm going to go along the side here. All right, so there you go on those guys. They're looking fabulous. So I'm going to move those out of the way. And if we have time, I'm going to start my journal covers, or I should say my booklet covers, not my journal covers. So these are what we cut out before. There's writing pages on the inside. And one of these guys is a little bigger than the other. I don't remember which one. Let me see. Yep, like that. So I like the way that sticks out of the back, so I'm going to make that the back. So first off, we're going to use the pieces of paper that were torn out of that little booklet. You know, those kind you get for writing notes down. Look at thrift stores for those, because they're almost always there. So I don't know how many pages I'm going to do. Just taking some apart. There's 5 of them. And then you can also add whatever other pages you want. If you want to get eclectic, you can put some music pages in there, some, you know, graph paper, newspaper, whatever you want, magazines. But for me right now, today, I'm just going to use this. So it is almost the same size. And I like that it sticks out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is kind of make it even like that. Because it is shabby chic again, right? All right, I think what I'm going to do from here is stop the video and I'm going to sew along the outside, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I did a zigzag stitch right along the side. Now what I'm going to do from here is what my creativity tells me to do. And it tells me right now that this needs something right along there. But before I do that, I am going to clip the edges with this hole punch, or actually not a hole punch, it's a corner punch, excuse me. And it does work really well on wallpaper, believe it or not. And I did both sides, and I like the way that the edge, the rounded edge, goes with the rounded edge of the paper. Kind of makes it look like it was all meant to go together. So I'm going to do this side too. And then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to do my scrunch technique. I pulled out a piece of fabric that I'm using in my journal, and it's just a piece of gorgeous lace. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the lace down the side using my scrunch technique. And I'm sure you guys have done this, but I like to call it my scrunch technique. So I just put a liberal amount of glue along where I want to go with this. And it doesn't matter the size of your strip because it's going to be smushed together. I like to go over the edge to continue the shabby chic look, and I just smush it down all the way. And you can also do this on your sewing machine, and that works really well too. As you guide it under the presser foot, you just do the same thing. You just smush the fabric up like that, and it works really, really well. But the glue works too, so in this particular case, I'm going to do the glue. And then just smush it all together. And from here, this end looks a lot fatter than that end. So, no problem. I'm going to glue this down here at the end. Come on. And just cut it off a little bit. And believe it or not, this stuff holds really well. So let me get my scissors out here. Just going to make it so that it's kind of random, but still kind of looks like it's the same size going down. Cut off the end there. Oh, cut a little more off there. Looks kind of weird. Save those scraps. So there is that. And from here, I'm going to do more of those flowers. And what I want to do on this one is I'm going to cut them down again, and I'm going to use some tea dye distress ink on there because I want to make them a little more beige rather than pink. So let me get that out here. Hold on a sec. So this is distress ink in tea dye. Just going to go along the outside of that. Just kind of toning down the pink just a little bit on those other ones that I did. Because I still think the pink shows through, but for some reason this is telling me, whoops, this is telling me more of a, I don't know, neutral or beige theme along here. And I'm going to do something a little bit different on this particular border because where I'm going now is along the same side here. I'm going to stick my flower petals and then intersperse some leaves. So we'll do that. That looks really pretty. Looks really, really pretty. Oh yeah. Bet you guys will never look at fake flowers the same. You're like, oh man, cut those up. That's what I do. It's fun to look at things for other than their original purpose, you know, to reuse and recycle and upcycle. I just think that that is so fun. Although people must, you know, still use a lot of artificial flowers, and I don't blame them. I made some flower arrangements for my niece and nephew's wedding, and you know, the arrangements and all the selection that they have at Hobby Lobby. Let me get this string off here. Come on, string. The little hairs from the Fabri-Tac. What was I saying? Oh yeah, back at Hobby Lobby. Man, people still buy a lot of those, and they're just gorgeous. I just love them. Okay, from here, do some of my leaves. So, you know, it's still a big business, gotta say. I'll try and stick these random through here. Random, but not random, you know? Random, but they still look like they go together. Still looks cohesive. I don't know. Yeah, that looks okay there. I don't want the bunny ear action going here. No. All right, let me get another one. Where's another one? I think maybe up here on this side, over here. Don't know. I don't know, guys. Or maybe just 3 right there. I'm at a dilemma. What do I do? Let's see. No. Or maybe just leave it as 2. Leave it as 2 for now. Although, no, you know what I'm going to do? Let's just go with something. Go rogue here. Glue that on top and then put something over that. Because you want your eyes to flow down and, you know, have it just go together. So what I'm going to do from there is I am going to put a little teeny guy up here, but I don't have a little teeny guy. Nope. Okay, now it's time to consult the bling box. I love this. Check this out, you guys. The bling box. Oh yeah. We've got sequins, pearls, pearl string. Oops, I got it in the light. You guys can't see. Sorry. String. Where's my bling on a roll? Bling on a roll. Oh, what the choices. There's so many. How about green? Oh, that might be pretty. We'll take that out. What else we got? Sequins, pearls, stars. No, not stars. What's this? Oh, some little flowers. That might work. I don't know. Okay. Just had to show you my bling box. Love the bling box. Okay, so what did I decide on? Okay, green. Check this out. Walmart, you guys. Telling you. So on this, you don't have to, it comes, you know, in a row of three jewels. You can always cut it down. Which is what I'm going to do. And if you cut right between, none of the bling comes off. So cool. All right, let's see, is that long enough? Yep. All right, so do I want 2 of my bling on a roll or 1 row? Let's see. I don't know. They both look good. I think I'm going to go with 2. Okay, so this is another Fabri-Tac thing here. Come on. This is where you can get some big globs going. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now, I don't know. Do I want it to go all the way up? I think so. Kind of make sure it's straight. Get my wipe out here. Ugh. Just press it down. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my gosh. There's a little towel here to push it down because my fingers are getting pretty gluey. Now once this stays, or once it adheres, it is on there for good. So then you kind of fluff that up around there. Oh, yay! And then from here, it needs something right there next to that leaf. So, oh yeah, now not the bling box, but the bling tray. This is all the jewelry that I collect at thrift stores. And, you know, the big mason jars full. I'm looking for something that'll go right up there. Now, if you don't have that, use a button. Got lots of buttons, which might be an option here. Let's see, does that go? Yeah, it's a little too gray. Oh, those are pretty. What about this? It's too diamond, too much diamonds. That's pretty, but that has blue. There's this one lady at this flea market that I always go to, and she has rows after rows after rows of this vintage jewelry. And she's got it all categorized, organized, and I gotta tell you, some of it can get kind of pricey. All right, you guys, I don't see anything in here. Dang it. I don't see anything that grabs me. Although that's kind of pretty. Hold on. Hold on. Let me move my bling tray. And just put that there. Yay. Hold on. Let's see if that goes. Now that's a 3D button. So I don't know if it should be more of lying flat. Not sure. I don't know. It's not speaking to me here because it's going to stick up too much. Although, let's just go for it. Let's go for it. And for this, I'm going to use E6000 because E6000 is the best glue for really heavy types of ephemera or jewels that you're adding. So let me go get that. Hold on. See, I know right where everything is. Isn't that fab? Yay. Okay. Oh, and this is not dried up. Yay. Now what I could do you see on the back? Whoops. There is a, you know where the button is? I'm going to see if I can snip that off. And my husband, being the handyman he is, has all sorts of tools that I seem to take, and if I can find them. Now see, I don't know where my tools are. Oh, wait, yes I do. Wire cutters. And from here, I'm just going to see if I can clip off the back. Yep, see? Oh, fab. Look, now it's flat on the back. So it's not going to stick up as much. Nice. Nice. I need to put some mod, excuse me, what am I talking about here? Got too many glues going. This is going to be E6000. Now this takes a while to dry. So where do I want that? I want it right there. Oh yeah, look you guys, it lies flat now that I took the button back off. Oh yay. Oh, that looks so good. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then what I'm going to do for finishing touches, and I won't do this today because I wanted to show you a couple more things that I'm going to do on my tags, is I'm going to wrap some tulle around the front. Hold on, let me see if I have a piece. Or some lace. Hold on. like from this, just as a quick closure. Take some lace, if you have a long piece, which I don't right in front of me. But what I'm going to do is tie that around the side and just have a really pretty closure on that. But this one is not long enough. I wish I had a long one. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, this might work. So just tie along the side there. Ta-da! Looks so good. And that's going to go perfect in my journal. Oh, yay! All right, so back to these guys. Back to these guys, and these are totally dry, which is fabulous. Now from here, like I said, I want to put something in the center, but I don't know about my bling box. I don't know. I'm looking, guys. That's cool, but that's too thick. That is really thick. That's really pretty. Now see, can I cut that off? Now that's wire. So that's not plastic like the other one, so that won't work. Okay, so I'm gonna have to find something for these two, and I'm not gonna do that because I'll keep you guys here all day. But what I did want to show you is what I'm going to do in the center up here. So you guys familiar with the crop-o-dile? Now a lot of people get confused, and when I got this in the mail, I'm like, what in the heck do I do with this? How do you work this? What's the story? Well, this is the way I think about it. And I know there's a lot of people out there who have done tutorials on this. This is just how I remember. So there's a big hole punch on this side, and this is how deep you want the hole to go into your paper. And here's a smaller one, and how deep you want the hole, meaning you stick this in there. See where my border is right there, the line stopper? It means it's going to go that far into the paper, which I have it set to where I like it to be for tags. And I tend to usually use, and I eyeball this, so sometimes it's not quite in the center. I tend to usually use the big one, the bigger hole, because it works better for my eyelets. So I'm going to do the same on this side. Those look great. And then from here, this is where it gets confusing for people. I got my little eyelets, or they're also called grommets. And I'm going to use silver today. I've got a lot of different colors in here. They're so fun. What I do, and there may be other ways to do this, is I put the grommet through the hole. So this is the front, so that's the wide part. And what I think about is, if you see, I don't know if you guys can see this, the wide part, the kind that, it's like it sticks out. And this one is more rounded. Remember, the rounded is on the bottom, because what's going to happen is when you press down, the rounded part is going to splay out the bottom of the grommet, meaning this little part right here is going to splay out. So that's the way I remember it. So what I do is I put it in, and remember the pokey side, the longer side, goes through the top, and then you just squeeze really hard. Actually, it's pretty hard. I like to squeeze relatively hard. See, and there's what I was talking about, the splaying of the edges around the outside. So we'll do this one from the top down, and the pokey side is what I call it. That side right there on the left goes on the top, straight through the grommet, and you squeeze, and the bottom half is going to splay out the back. Yay! So, handy dandy thing. Very cool. Okay, now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some additional lace and long strips of fabric, or maybe some ribbon along here, like that. You know, and you can just tie it off, whatever you like to do, or you can tie another ribbon around the center. And then I am going to add some buttons or some additional bling on this, and there is my tags made out of wallpaper. Yay! On the back of that, you could also put some lined paper for writing, which would be cool, or leave them as is. And then here is this, my lovely little booklet made from 2 pieces of wallpaper again. So I hope this inspires you, and if you guys would like some wallpaper, message me, because I have 2 huge books and I'd be happy to share it with you, because I'll never use it all. And you know, we can talk about patterns, or I can send you an eclectic mix, but you know, I'm always willing to share my stash with my fellow junk journalers. So have a wonderful day and go make some tags out of wallpaper. Bye.